welcome to another episode of This Ain't Practice. This is your boy, your host, Chris J.
And you got your boy Shotty, and I don't know what I'm talking about. So let's go. What's up, man?
What's up, man? I love loving the intro music, man. It had me like I was waiting on hold with AT&T or somebody, man, trying to get somebody to explain why my bills all jacked up, man. So bringing back nightmares.
Gonna love this.
You know that elevator music right there.
Trying to calm you down, man, before you have to get into the thick of it.
Man, it's better than your boy, man. That Marky Mark Funky Bunch you used to play back in the day, man.
Wow. Wow. That good vibrations now. man. So we got some stuff to talk about, man. I'm glad that is this second week in a row? Second week in a row?
It is.
Yes.
Okay. It is. It's the second week in a row, man. Easy, not like a Monday morning like Lionel Richie, but it's easy like a Monday though. So you know how that goes.
Yeah, I love that. Facts.
Yeah, man. How was your weekend, man?
All right. Man, it was good. It was good. Super chill. Nothing really to write home about. Worked a little bit Saturday. Knocked some stuff out. But yeah, man. It was chill, man. How about yours?
Same thing, man. Saturday was it's the last Saturday of the month, so you know how that is. My line of work is cracking, so it was busy, man. One of the closers, so my weekend, it was a wrap. My weekend was consumed, but man, outside of that, man, it was good, man. It was good. Can't complain. So you've been watching any of the so-called dream team, the USA basketball?
I did it for you. I did it for you Sunday. Okay. I'm like, Jay's probably gonna want to talk about this. Let me watch this game. So I had to watch it on replay. Because I missed it when it was on earlier. But Peacock is nice because you can hit the replay game and it's good to go. And it's quick, not to make commercials or whatever. So yeah, I checked it out, man. KD.
Kevin Bleeping Durant, as they say.
Yeah. You said that he was gonna make a difference. I didn't know it was going to be that big of a difference because I'm just like, okay, well, you have these stars. Like, what are we doing? You know what I mean? Like, they should be able to, to blow these guys out. But you're right. He made a big difference, man.
Bro, Kevin Durant is different, man. He's not the all-around player that LeBron is. That's why he's not, on that pantheon of, like the greatest, that top tier greatest. But man, as far as scoring, he's as good as they come in the NBA. I mean, they say he's 6'11". That dude's got to be 7'1". But I mean, he has no weakness from an offensive standpoint. He can hit 10 feet past the 3-point line. He can put the ball on the floor and dribble. He can go to the cup. His post-up game, he's got the one-legger. How Dirk used to shoot
the fadeaway.
Yeah, the one-leg fadeaway. He's everything you could think of. He has. So, dude he's unstoppable. And then you put him in. Because I don't know if you know this, he's an all-time leading scorer for USA basketball, Olympic history.
Did not know that. I thought it was Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, he passed it.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh wow, I did not know that. Okay. Yeah. Papa Jones, my brothers, nice glasses, Uncle Shot. Thank you, Papa Jones. I'm Unc now.
Yeah.
I'm at the age.
And man, he got the Malcolm X's on right there, man. So see over there shining.
I had to put them on this time because last time when I did the show in the other room or whatever, I had that light shining on me and like all in my eyes. And one of my old friends from back in the day, she hit me up. She's like, "Hey, it looks like you were high that whole time." I'm like, "No, it was the light shining in my." Oh,
wow.
Oh, well, I won't be doing that again. And I looked back at it and I was like, I did look high.
Yeah. What are you going to
do? Anyway, it's back to the let's see here. Oh, here we go. Pantheon this week, Cerebral last week. Yeah. Let's see how many times we can use that word in a sentence.
Here we go. But yeah, man. So man, KD, because they started out slow. And KD came in, he did his thing.
Yeah, because they were down by 10
at
one point. Yeah. When we first got, and then he just came in and just Yeah, ignited them, man. It was crazy.
You know what's so dope is when you see that much talent on a team together. And it's not like they played together year round. You know, can you imagine
Right.
if they practiced for 6 months? Like
Oh
for
yeah, like the other teams get to.
yeah, forget
Yep.
about it.
Yeah, yeah. It'd be. I mean, we go in that with the handicap, but we're held to such a high standard. The whole world will be like, oh, the world's catching up. Everybody's saying the world's catching up. Well, no, they have time to practice. They got these guys know each other. They know where each other's going to be, where everybody likes their spot on the floor, and all that good stuff. Our guys, what they get, 2 weeks?
Pretty much, yeah. They report in July, and then that's they have like when they have the World Cup to qualify for the Olympics, they'll have that. But even it's still a lot of those guys that's on this team now, they didn't play in the World Cup.
Right. Yeah, yeah. Most of the team.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
They sat it out. So that's where
Right.
Ant was really starting to that's how you saw Ant make that transition, last
Right.
year because he played in the World Cup last summer. So
Yep. Absolutely.
so
Absolutely.
so before we move on to the Tatum part, what do you think? Like looking at this current team, so the next Olympics is going to be in 2028. Where do you think it's for a talent standpoint? Because LeBron's probably not going to be on that team.
Right. Right. He'll be
KD,
gone.
yeah, KD probably may not be on that team. You probably don't want Anthony Davis on that team. So like, got to usher in some new talent. Like, do you think there'll be a big drop off as far as like what the Americans can put out on that next team? Or do you think there are stars like on deck, like a Jalen Brunson? Is he good in this type of format in international basketball, or like what do you think as far as the next crop of guys?
That's a good question. Before I get to it, the big homie, him coming off the bench is insane. Yeah, yeah. I know you talking about Kevin Durant.
Yeah, it's
Um,
nuts.
but I think he should. Think he should have at that point because he was just getting back. He didn't play in the exhibition game, so I was
Mhm.
okay with it. But I think he should be starting
What
going
question?
forward. That's probably not going to happen, but yeah. So I think honestly, man, I'm very optimistic about the whole deal because when LeBron and those guys were young and playing in their first second Olympics, it wasn't all good. Like I think they got the bronze at one point and maybe a silver another.
It
Correct me
did.
if I'm
Oh,
wrong.
oh, oh, 04. That 04 team with Larry Brown was coaching. That was a disaster.
Right, right. And so they had to have the redeem team and all that stuff. Um, but and again, that was with LeBron on the team. Carmelo Anthony. I don't know if KD the KD.
You
Yeah,
talking about the
KD.
Redeem team?
No, I'm talking about like the teams that came before that. That
The
were
04 team was like
where we
Allen
saw a drop off.
Iverson. Yeah, I think Allen Iverson was on that team. You had a young LeBron. That was just
Right.
a bad max
Vince
match.
Carter.
Yeah, I wanted to look
Yeah,
that up.
I think Vince Carter might have been on the 2000 maybe. But there were some struggles with the guys who are legends now. You know what I mean? That
Yeah.
that that are clearly going into the Hall of Fame. That are now the elder statesmen of this team.
Okay.
So
I can tell you real quick. So yeah, Allen Iverson, Marbury,
okay,
Dwayne Wade, Carlos Boozer, Carmelo, you were right on him. LeBron. So they were like kind of those rookie cats. But then it started
right,
Omeka, Okafor, Sean Marion, Stoudemire, Tim Duncan played,
okay,
Lamar Odom, Richard Jefferson. So I mean, you had some cats, but then you also didn't have some like
right.
you could see where it was kind of lacking.
Mm,
And then Larry Brown's an old school coach. I don't know, you know, if he's the right Olympic coach or not, but that's kind of a separate conversation. But yeah,
yeah.
because then you had
What?
that 08 team. That's when you had, LeBron and them had grown up a little bit. They were 4 years in the
Right.
league, and then you went and got a hungry Kobe Bean Bryant. Because remember that's when he was dealing with all that stuff with Colorado, that case
Yep.
that he had and stuff, and he was kind of written off at that point. And he came in and they saw his work ethic and stuff, and then he just ramped it up a notch.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely. So, and now fast forward, look at some of the guys who were from those, from that '04 team and what they're doing now. So, let's see here. Oh, we got a Twitch user. Damn, great practice podcast. Thank you, thank you. Um, but yeah, I think that these young guys will you know, that are young now, they'll come. They'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards, you know, he's going to be a beast. Tatum, we know what Tatum can do. Brunson, I don't know. I'm I'm still. I know he's great, but I don't know. I'm still on
You
the
know
fence
about
with
this
him.
format. Yeah. Yeah.
Still on the fence because he's, you know, just with the size and all that. I don't know. I
Jaylen
don't
Brown
know.
better be on that next one. They better quit playing with Jaylen Brown, and we'll talk about him. But they better put
Yeah.
some respect on his name. I'll tell you that.
Definitely. Said, hey, yeah, thank you. Yeah, please do. Please do. We appreciate you joining. Please
Thanks.
follow,
Appreciate it.
subscribe, all that, tell your friends and all that good stuff. But yeah, like it's not if they stop playing the politics, then because this team, you know, should be better than what it is. I mean, Kyrie Irving's not on the team. You know, Jaylen Brown's not on the team.
Yeah.
You know, there's some other guys I could, you know, I'd rather see on. But I think we got a good core of young guys, and I think they'll be fine in the coming years, especially if they can stay healthy. Brunson, I'm just not sure yet. I just don't know.
Yeah. And then there's a young cat. I don't know if you heard. I mentioned him to you before, but he's a freshman at Duke next year, named Cooper Flag.
Yeah, I've heard of him. Yeah, you told me about him. Yep.
He's a beast, man. He's supposed to be the number 1 pick in the 2025 draft.
Right.
So he's somebody that because he actually worked out on. So you know the Olympic team they will practice against like the other remember back in the day the 92 Dream Team, they were practicing against like Chris Webber and Grant Hill and all them. So it was mixing like college cats and stuff like that. And they said he was eating he was eating some of the pro players up. They were even acknowledging like KD and LeBron and them. They were like, he's nice. He's the truth. So
yeah, I heard about that. Yep, I heard about that. He was putting work to practice. Now again, not practice, an exhibition game and all that stuff. And you hear like even the Dream Team, they had issues with playing those guys in that. It wasn't an exhibition game, it was a practice game, right? It was a scrimmage. It's a
scrimmage. That's exactly what it is.
Right. So you know, I mean, you don't know how serious these guys were playing and how hard they were going and all that stuff. But that's still, I mean, for those guys, to co-sign on his talent, that means a lot. So I'll be excited to see, what he could bring to the league. But I think we got some really good guys. They're super talented. I don't think the world has necessarily caught up to it. There's a lot of NBA players, in the league now that are playing, that are from overseas. So I think that's why you kind of see the closer games and things like that. These people know each other.
Right.
They know how to defend each other and all that stuff. So I think that's more so what it is. But if you gave us 6 months to prepare, come on, man, get out of here.
Oh, it's over. It's over. It's over. So,
what are your thoughts?
It's the same thing. Now, I think there is, there is a gap because I think some of the international teams, the way that they play, it's a little bit more fundamentally sound.
Correct.
I think, the United States, they're more athletic. And those guys have to rely on, the screens and, passing the ball. Sometimes they say 3 guys touch the ball before somebody shoots and all of that type of stuff and type of motion offense and pin downs, all that stuff that they run. Not to say that they don't run offense in the NBA, but I just think like just from the grassroots, you have a lot of AAU basketball, which is they're playing a lot of one-on-one, and I think they're developing like bad habits. The Americans are, and they they go to college for a year and then they go to NBA, and a lot of those habits are, I don't think they have the best habits. So I think there's a little bit of a gap. That's because if you look at the NBA right now, your top 10 players, how many of them are international? Probably the majority.
Over half. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think the first team, we only have one American, right? First team NBA.
Joker, Luka Doncic, Giannis, Embiid's in the top 10.
The first team. The first team.
The first team. Oh yeah, even if you go off the first team. Yeah.
I think we just have one American in there. I think it's Tatum. Is Tatum the only?
I think it might have been Tatum. But yeah, so if you start breaking that down, man, it's a lot of in that top 10. Now after that, it falls off, but from an international American standpoint, but still. But speaking of Tatum, man, you notice he didn't get 1 minute on Sunday?
Yeah, what happened with that? Neither did Halliburton.
Yeah.
Right? Or did he?
I could see Halliburton. Halliburton's minutes have been going down, but man, like Tatum, I think KD came in and upset the apricot, as they say, man. He came in and rightfully so took the minutes. Now Tatum should get some clock. You know, you got to find throughout the game, you got to find 10 minutes for Tatum someplace. You could play, 2-3 minutes here, 2-3 minutes. You got to find some minutes for him. And Steve Kerr after the game, he was kind of like, I was an idiot. I just, he said he told him your minutes are going to go down with KD coming back, but he didn't mean for them to come down like you ain't playing.
Right.
Like, you'll be sitting over here next to me. So
look at Skinny Man. He said took them light skin minutes.
Yeah, he did. Like, give me them.
Yeah, you ain't in style no more.
No, you and Will Smith, y'all hug the bench.
Yeah, yeah. I saw. But KD was so hot. What are you gonna do?
Nothing.
You know what I mean? Yeah, and it's KD.
And he was, what was he, 8 for 8 at one point? I don't know what he finished.
Yeah.
He was
100. He was 100% by halftime.
Yeah,
I think it was 8 for 8. I think he finally missed one in the third quarter.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah, so I mean, you let it. You let the players play it, and I don't know if Tatum had any comments after that, but I mean, I saw him on the bench. He looked like he's very happy. But
it can't be, because I mean, bro, think about it. You just won an NBA Finals. You like you say, you first team NBA. He's probably like, man, I'm ready for these old dudes to retire.
Right.
So I can get my shine. But man, you about to win a gold medal.
Right.
Like Steph said at the beginning, he's like, we all got to sacrifice. So if that means, you don't score, but you rebound more, you block, he's like, the ultimate goal is to get the gold medal, man. That's something to be said, man. That to have part of your legacy is you want a gold medal,
Right. Oh, absolutely. So I don't know. Look, the most important thing though in the NBA for NBA players is that you got a ring, and Tatum has that.
Facts.
So when everything's said and done and his career is over with, the Olympic gold medals are mentioned as an afterthought. So
100%. So did you see Jaylen Brown and Grant Hill kind of going back and forth?
I did not, and I meant to, when I saw the notes, I meant to YouTube and look it up, but I just ran out of time.
So Grant Hill, man, he's gonna be the PC, the politically correct. He was just saying the conspiracy theories about Nike being involved and stuff. And he's like, I love a good conspiracy theorist. And Jaylen Brown, man, pretty much called him out. Not pretty much, he called him out by name. And was just
it Brown and Kyrie?
I think he's saying they should be on the team, I believe.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
But yeah, he was saying like Grant Hill, like, man, I've been part of the players union or whatever, since I've been in the league, and kind of like, calling me a conspiracy theorist or, whatever the case may be. So he ain't go at him super hard, but he did, Jaylen called him out by name because he should be on that team. We all know that.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I saw White get some minutes, and he didn't do anything.
No.
He literally did nothing. I'm like, why is White getting in and Tatum is? But I get it. He's small forward, so it's
correct. It's a little different. Like we talked last week, you basically kick Kawhi off the team and you replace him with a guard instead of getting a wing, a multi-dimensional wing. It just doesn't, and I know Grant Hill, he did a kind of a town hall with Coach K, and he was talking about how they picked the guys and replacements, and there were so many guys we could have picked from, and White does all the dirty things, and he's not someone that has to have a bunch of shots and all of that stuff. What Skinny Man, he had 2 points and 2 fouls. Sounds about right.
Was that White?
Yeah. Sounds about right.
That tracks. Oh man. Yeah. Okay, so go ahead. So he was doing the town hall, Bill.
Yeah, and he just talked about how difficult it was to assemble the roster and all that type of stuff. That kind of that PC stuff, like you're always going to have guys that were left off the team, and all of that type of stuff.
Right. So, right. I mean, Grant Hill can say whatever the hell he wants to. Jaylen Brown should be on the team.
There's no question.
And so Kyrie. So, I mean, you put White on. You put White there over Kyrie. What are we doing?
And I like White is a safe pick. You know, like when you go on international, what you don't have to worry about potentially White tweeting something out or Jaylen Brown, or you know what I mean. Whereas you might have to worry about Jaylen Brown or Kyrie. And I'm not saying this is right because it's not, but you know how it is.
No.
You don't want to be on the international. That's why they were like Draymond. They didn't have Draymond back. They're like, man, that dude might do the Danielson on somebody's growing, man.
Not a Danielson.
Hit it with that, man. Hit it with that Danielson, man. So. Man, bless him with one of those, man, or flip out, man, and give him that Rudy, man. Hit him with that Rudy, man, that chokehold, man. So
yeah,
that young
hey, well, I think honestly, I think you need the force. Did you see some of those fouls that they were given to the Serbia was doing on the Americans, and they were calling them common fouls. I don't know if you saw that one. I think it was somebody was going down the court. And this guy just rammed it. Just didn't even go for the ball. Just checked him like he was in hockey. I can't remember who it was. I don't think it might have been Kevin Durant. But anyways, so they went and looked at it and they called it a common foul. Would have been a flagrant easy in the NBA. And there's another time that happened as well, and they called it a common foul. And it would have been a flagrant in the NBA. It was just crazy. Like they weren't even going for the ball. It wasn't a basketball play. So, but none of the other guys on the team returned the favor. You know what I mean? And
they were like,
call me old.
We probably these guys are gonna hold their composure. We don't want Draymond in here and somebody with a suplex or something. You know, that's like, no, we can't have that because Draymond he'll do it, man. Or one of those Morris twins, or you know what I mean. There's some cats.
Oh yeah.
Oh, and you James Johnson. You seen James Johnson play?
Yeah. I've seen James Johnson play. Yeah,
that dude's like he's like a third-degree black belt and stuff. They were like, that's the dude in the league. Like you don't want to mess with. They were like, one time they were playing somebody, and they like the dude called him the B word, and he said, all right, so I'm gonna see you after the game. So they said he got dressed, didn't even shower, man, went to where the visitors get on the bus. They said before they could even get over there to get a hold of him, they were like, man, hit him with some combos, man. Then they dapped each other up. Man, said dude's nose was leaking and everything. But yeah, said hit him. Yeah, they say he's no joke. Like his whole family, like is like black belts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Hey, but he took the licking.
Yeah.
Who was it? Do you remember who
I forgot. I don't think they wanted to name the player. They just said like. Because they said he also did it to one of the teammates. They were practicing in Miami, and they were like, they said he called him out his name, and he said, "All right, like you're gonna have to see me after practice." And they said that dude said they was looking at his face that he was nervous the whole practice because they were like, he knew it was coming. They got in the locker room, so he said he went up to him, and the dude put his hands up, and they said it was like about hit him with that two-piece. Man, it says about 10 seconds. Then they hugged each other after. He was like, man, that's how it went down.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
That's like saying the bully be like, yeah, I'm gonna see you after school at 3 by the flagpole.
Right.
Can't be nervous all day.
Man, or they hit you with that, don't do me no favors, man. Then you're nervous, then your heart beating,
Heartbeat, not just don't do me no favors.
Do me no favors, man.
Hey, you ever acted up in class and the school calls your mom and she's like, what, I'm gonna tell your dad when he gets home.
Oh,
and you be scared.
Oh man, my sophomore teacher, she was like, I'm gonna have to call Sarge. And I was like playing it off like, man, okay. Man, no, and she's like, all right, I'm gonna call him, man. Heartbeat, man, riding the school bus home, man, looking out the window, like, man, I do not want to go home.
You do not want to go. You want none of that.
None of that, man. None.
Look, don't even yell at me. I don't want none of it.
No.
Oh man, that's weird. But yeah, so I don't know. I get why they didn't do that. It makes sense, but I would have loved to see an enforcer on the team. But it is what it is. But they really just stopped playing politics because the best players aren't on the team, in my opinion.
So let me ask you: do you watch and everybody that's in the chat? Do y'all watch the Olympics? Do you watch the other sports besides? Okay, you do.
Yeah. We were watching swimming, women's swimming the other yesterday. And then I was watching a little soccer. It was women's soccer. It wasn't a U.S. team. I can't tell you what team it
Okay.
was, but I watched a little bit of that. Beach volleyball. Come on, man. When
Oh, it's
Brazil's on,
official business. Yes.
you you know we on.
Attire is magnificent. Yes.
I'm just judging the athletic skill.
Yeah.
It's just so amazing. It's so amazing.
Amazing.
Um, but let's see here. Brandon said, "Gotta watch Miles." Yeah. We did. Did we? No, we watched some highlights of her because
Yeah.
she injured her ankle.
Yeah.
She injured her
She
ankle.
holding it down, and I saw something saying and I'm not fluent in that in that sport, but they're saying she's the greatest like Olympic gymnast of all time, and hurt her leg or whatever, and still was holding it down. But my thing
Yeah.
besides the NBA is that track and field, man. That track and field is just
Facts. Yeah.
that's so. And you a former guy.
Yeah.
You ran some track back in the day, didn't you?
I did. But see, don't get started because the big homie gonna clown me
Oh,
about my hamstring issues. Skinny Man said boxing, track and field. Yeah, boxing. Yeah, I forgot about boxing.
I
Yeah,
did too.
boxing,
I
track and
totally
field.
forgot about boxing.
Yeah, but yeah, I ran the 100, 200, and 400. But my specialty was the 400. Um,
And
like when I
you did
got
shot put too, didn't you?
never, never, never. I was people would think they're like, oh man, you play offensive lineman back in the day. No, I was built for speed. Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
right. You were not built for speed when you're look at you. Yes, I'm 46 years old. I drink beer.
Right.
Yeah. That's
I
what
I I ain't 17 no more.
no, and I got a mortgage. I got the
Right.
he got a mortgage body. That's
Yeah,
what I
right.
got right
Right.
now. So but yeah, so I do love track. I do like I love those events. The 102, 4, the 4x4,
And that relay's a
4x1.
beast, man. When they sitting there, they
Oh yeah.
wait for that baton to come and be, man, dude, they be cooking.
Oh man, they be cooking, bro. And there's a technique to it. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? And
yeah.
like with the timing and and all that. So it's like and to know how that stuff works and how hard they work on that. It's just it's amazing when you see it done to perfection. And then
Mhm.
you see and some of them it doesn't work. They'll drop the
Right.
baton and all kind of stuff. So let you know. So you know how difficult it is. But I like watching both the men and the women. Like they are
Oh,
cooking.
facts. Well,
They are
I
cooking.
want to. What's her name? That's local from here, from Dallas.
Oh, I don't
You
know
know
her
what I'm
name.
talking about, Richard. Oh God, man, shame on me for not knowing.
I know you're talking. She's I just can't think of her name right now. Um,
It's like SHAI oh man, I'm a butcher.
anybody in the chat? Skinny man got to know. He be knowing this stuff somehow.
Yeah, Skinny Man,
Um,
let us know the beast female track star. That's she from I think she's from Oak Cliff. There she is. But my big Brandon.
Shakari.
There he
Okay,
is.
yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's got some competition. Have you seen the Have you seen? Okay, yeah, I knew Skinny man would know. Have you seen the uh the one out of Oregon? Light
Mm-mm.
skin,
No,
light skin.
official business, huh?
She's official business, and she's like, yeah, I don't. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, 'cause last I looked, she made it to pass a qualifier or whatever, and then her and
Okay.
Shakari were kind of talking a little mess back and forth or whatever.
I love that. Yeah,
Yeah, via Twitter. So I can't think of her name. When I find her, I'll send it to you after the show. Um,
because you
you'll
remember back in the
you'll
day. You
enjoy that.
remember when Ben Johnson beat Carl Lewis? Like
Yeah,
he just darted out. Then they ended up he was using steroids or whatever that
yeah,
was. But I remember that
yeah.
he was on that.
Human growth hormones, or whatever.
Yeah, yeah, because
Yeah.
he was on that cover that Sports Illustrated, and they had busted across
Yes.
across the front of it, man. And you just the discipline. You see how cut up those athletes are, man. Just think about the work that they put in to
Yeah.
get to this point, man. Like there's a lot of sacrifice that goes into that.
Yeah, it really is. It really is, man. I mean, day in, day out, you can't make a mistake. I mean, just we were talking before we got online. We went live. Just how hard it is just to stay healthy. You know what I mean? To
Regular,
stay in the gym.
as
To
regular 9 to 5 people, right?
right. And I know these people get paid off this, but they only get paid off this if they win.
Correct.
You know what I mean? So like, how do you maintain that? So you
So
know,
discipline.
Yeah, yeah. I tip my hat to that man. That is a hell of a commitment. And
And
these
Usain
are
Bolt, remember he dominated the game during his era. There was
oh yeah.
nobody messing with Usain Bolt.
Nobody ever beat him. Am I correct?
I think you're right. It wasn't like he was winning by a hair. Them folks was not even close to him.
No, he was smashing cats. Yeah, he was bad. He still has the record, right? The 100-meter
I think
record.
so.
I think he still holds it. There's this guy. You seen that guy Lyles?
Mm-mm.
He's an American sprinter. He's a favorite to win the 100. But yeah, it's crazy because they're just not as popular anymore. The sprinters, which is crazy. Because like the swimmers are almost more popular than than the track and field participants. But yeah, but I love it all, man, and I try to make sure that I give a little time to the events that I like, because
Yeah,
we only get this every 4 years. You know what I
facts.
mean? So
Yeah.
I try to soak in as much as I can.
I think the next one is in LA. I think
Is it in
2028.
LA?
I think that one's gonna be in LA.
Okay, okay. I knew it was coming to LA, but I didn't know if it was the next one coming up or the one after that.
Yep, because
Um,
I think Utah got the Winter Olympics, I believe,
okay.
in like 2032 or something like that. I saw on TV the other day. But I think LA's got because they with where the Rams play and all, man, LA would be a dope spot,
Oh yeah, because they probably knew that they had gotten the bid already, so that's probably they built all that stuff up.
And that's how you
Uh,
recoup some of that money, man. Because they were talking about on a side note, but they just had the draft in Detroit, the NFL
yeah.
draft. I believe this one was it. Man, they said they made a lot of money for the city of Detroit, like
Oh yeah, man.
hundreds of millions of dollars for the city just for that 3-4 day event. So that just
Right.
shows the power, and that's not even an actual like sporting it's not even like a game happened. That's
Yeah.
just a draft.
Yeah.
That
It's
just
not the
shows
Super
power.
Bowl.
Right, right.
Right. Yeah, yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it means a lot to those cities when they win those bids, man. It's
Mm-hmm.
it's a big deal for all those events. All-Star game, you know,
Facts.
Super Bowl, the draft. See, now the draft is surprising to me that it's that big.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that's crazy because
You
half the
got
time I don't
people
know the
flying
draft
all
going on.
over the place. That's the whole thing about it, though. You got
Yeah,
people flying from all over, probably internationally. You probably have people international flying in for the draft. So that's a
right.
that's a big deal. Tourists and like Minnesota have think about like the Mall of America and all that stuff. Like that whole
Oh yeah,
it would just it's a boom for the economy. In that, in that
definitely.
in that local area. So
Right. Is it like that for the NBA draft as well or no?
no, no,
Okay.
and they
That
no.
was a quick no. No.
No. Well, it's different, man. The NBA is not as popular as football is, and like
Right.
the NBA tried to do, or not tried to. They did a 2-day draft. We talked about it on one of the other episodes, but they
Yeah.
did the second round because it's less rounds. It's only two. I think the NFL has, I want to say 8 rounds.
Yeah. Don't get me lying. I don't
Yeah,
know.
I think it's 8 rounds they have, but and that second round in the NBA, man, like I said, you got to be a major sports head, and you know how I am about sports. But some of them cats I didn't even know. I'm
Wow.
like, never
Whoa.
heard of her. Like
Whoa.
they were like such and such picks, blah blah blah. I'm like, who?
Ooh.
Who is this cat?
I said never heard of her.
Never heard of her.
Yo, hey, and you know what? I didn't even know they had a day two. The only reason why I know is because of LeBron or LeBron's kid, Bron.
Bronny, yeah.
That's the
Well,
only reason. I was like, oh,
the prior years they used to do it all one day. It was 2 rounds, and they would have
okay,
the first round, and then what would happen is after the first round would be over because they would drag it out, so it would go from like 7 to like 9 or 10,
mhm.
and then they wouldn't even pay attention to the second round. They didn't even show the second round on TV. So then now
Oh,
they're making it like its own day, but they had it like 2 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon. So
right.
you
Like
know,
I was on a flight somewhere or
yeah,
waiting to catch a flight.
right, and
So
not even worried about watching that mess. You know
at
what I
all,
mean? So
at all. Just tell me when Bronny gets drafted. That's all I
right.
want to know.
And
Yeah,
that's why it was so popular is you had the most recognizable, kind of popular, so to speak, second round pick in NBA draft history.
correct,
You're
correct.
not going to have that every year. There isn't going to be a
No,
Bronny that's going, it's going to be like that type polarizing, circumstance. So that
right.
might have been a genie in the bottle type situation for them. So, you know, they
Yeah.
might want to reconsider doing that again in the future, but we'll see how that how that shakes out.
Maybe next time you do is when Bryce comes out. So
Yeah,
but he might go. He might go in the first round. Ain't no telling what his future holds
correct,
yet.
correct, correct.
But, but yeah, I don't think that's something they need to continue to do. Maybe when it calls for it. Who knows?
Mm-hmm, So man, so we wrap up the Olympics and basketball talk. So you see the NFL, man, some big contracts. Some of these quarterbacks is getting paid. Tua got paid, and then Jordan Love up in Green Bay, he got paid. Tua got I think he got 212 million, and of that 212 million, I think like 170 or 167 is guaranteed for him.
Damn.
And it's only four years, man. Like, let's think about it, man.
It's
You
only
about to
what?
get 167 million guaranteed over 4 years. That's what's guaranteed.
God, damn. That's insane, man. Get paid, young brother. Get paid.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jordan Love, his contract was 220 million, and I'm just trying to see what his he got a record-setting $75 million signing bonus last week when he signed the contract.
Doggone.
Yeah.
Doggone. How much is this guaranteed?
I was trying to see what his if anyone else in the chat can see what his guarantee is. I'm not seeing, but it's in that same realm that yeah, it's in that same realm. But I mean, man, that's a nice hefty hefty contract, man. You sign your contract, here's $75 million guaranteed. I wonder how much of that I wonder how much of that, taxes is coming out of it. I was seeing a breakdown of the contracts, man. Like, they get hit with jock tax, which basically every state that you play in that you're not a resident, they tax you. It's the same thing as an entertainer. Like, if you go on tour, they tax you. Those states tax you at a certain percentage. Yeah. It's like 17% or something like that. It's a crazy, may not be 17. It's a lot, because I saw a NBA player, he broke his contract down and he was getting hit like his paycheck, his game check, he had like 18,000 coming out for jock tax.
Jeez, Louise. Yeah. Man, you trying to take all the bread, man. I'll take it. Man, don't get me. That's man, Uncle Sam was a mofo. Savage.
100%. It was the I saw the I think it was Jason Tatum's contract or something like that, but it was like he was getting 60 or 65 million a year, and out of that 65 a year, he was only walking away with like 23 of it.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
That's man.
Yeah,
man. What they say now? That's nasty work.
That's the dirty work, nasty work, however you want to paraphrase it, man. It was crazy. I was trying to see if I could find it real quick, but yeah, man, just the breakdown on that was absolutely, it was ridiculous. And at the end of the day, I'm not feeling sorry for somebody that's netting $20 million for like, sorry, not sorry. I'll gladly switch paychecks with you. If you want to, if you're unhappy with that, I can make it work.
I could definitely. I show you how to make it work.
Yeah.
But it's still crazy just to hear about it. It's like, wow,
that's a lot. That's like you said, Uncle Sam is, man, the way they justify doing the things that they do, that's just crazy. Like, why do you need to take like 40-something million from somebody? Like, for what good reason?
Yeah, what are you using that on?
Right.
Like, come on, man. Wow, that's crazy. Well, I'm glad they got paid, man. They deserve it. Tua, he had some struggles there. He was, hurt with the concussions and all that stuff. So, ain't no telling, what was going to happen with him. Like, if he's even going to make it this far to even get to that next contract, to get that money. And so I was a little worried about him. You know what I mean? But he made it through. He got his bread, and then and Jordan Love. I mean, I hate that he played for the Packers, but I like that. He was able to come up out of Aaron Rodgers' shadow and do his thing. So we got Brandon said a lot of these leagues are taxes that, but the players got to pay.
See,
yeah, wow, that's crazy.
That's 100% crazy. And I like what Jordan Love did, and Tua. Like, they reported so they wouldn't get fined. They didn't hold out because if you get fined, I think it's like $100,000 a day or something crazy. But they reported, but they just said we're not going to practice.
Right.
You know, we'll be there. We're reporting, but we're not going to practice until we get the till that contract gets done. So you see, like your boy CeeDee Lamb, he's down in Houston working out. He's not reporting.
Why would he do that?
Could be his agent. He could be like, I'm just going to be away from the team because Dallas has got a mess right now, man. Because Dak wants a contract, and Dak came out last week and basically said, like, he could envision playing for another team. He's like, it's not totally up to me.
Right.
And Jerry Jones, he's Dak's the ultimate leader, the best leader I've ever been around, and blah blah blah. You ain't paying that guy.
You're not paying him. Yeah.
You ain't re-upped him on a contract. So I don't think Jerry fully believes in Dak. Because you don't let your quarterback, your franchise quarterback like that you believe in, you don't let him get to the final year of his contract.
No, definitely for the standard that he so-called holds him at, never.
Right.
Never.
Right.
He should be protected, coddled.
And we saw what Kirk Cousins just got. Dak, if Dak has another good year like he had last year, somebody gonna pay Dak that money on the market. You give him a 4-year contract, and you'll see 175 or 180, guaranteed. 4-year 230 with 180 guaranteed or whatever the case. Like you gonna have to pay that man. So
yeah. If you don't, somebody else will.
100%.
Yeah.
But so I get it. You got to pay CeeDee Lamb. You're gonna have to make Micah Parsons the highest paid player and the highest paid defensive player in the history of the National Football League. Like, so you got some spending to do. You can't be cheap,
Yeah, but they come on, man. Like besides, aren't they the aren't they the most what do you call it?
Like wealthiest franchise?
Well, yeah, franchise, yeah.
They are,
but
the NFL has a hard cap, so everybody has to stay underneath that number. And they do that on purpose. So, like, say, like the Vikings, who may not make as much money as the Cowboys do, it's supposed to be a level playing field where, like, Dallas can't have a payroll of $300 million and the Vikings are sitting at 150. So, like, Jerry gets go ahead and pay and spend up to that. Like, I'm an Eagles fan. They figure out a way. They paid Jalen Hurts. They paid AJ Brown. They paid Devontae Smith. They signed Saquon Barkley. Like, you figure it out.
Right. Right. Yeah. The Eagles, man. Yeah, they did it. But it seems like the Cowboys are always doing it. They're always playing around with their players like this. You know what I mean? Like
you're gonna piss them off because, man, we talk about football and you played. That's a collision. That's a contact sport. Like, I'm not about to come out here. The average lifespan and career span, I think it's 3.3 years.
Right.
So when I get a chance to get my big, because like say Lamb, if we're not take Lamb out of it, but one of these cats, they get their big payday and then they could blow out their knee week 1. Or we saw Aaron Rodgers had how many snaps on that Monday Night Open? They 4 snaps and then he's gone for the season.
Yeah,
like
out of there.
Imagine somebody that they're trying to make you play 1 year, play this year out, and then we'll get you next off season. Nah, get me now.
Nah, I need it now. Because look, there's no guarantee I'm gonna make it through the season.
Facts.
So and it could be career-ending injury. So,
right. 100%.
Yeah. Run them Duckets. I mean, who else have they got back there? Like backup.
They got, remember old boy, remember Trey Lance that the 49ers drafted?
Yeah. I like him too.
Yeah, they traded for him, and people were saying they traded for him last year to kind of have him develop him. I was gonna say groom him, develop him behind Dak in case something happened. So because he's still underneath that rookie contract. And then if they're like, okay, we see something in him, we'll let Dak ride out. We'll sign everybody around him, your CeeDee Lambs and, sign all those cats, have a good defense, and then, give him all the weapons and see what he does, and you don't have to, you're still paying him underneath that rookie contract. So,
right. Okay. So they got one, they got one in the chamber, man.
We'll see. He's got if he does get a chance to play, he's going to be on a high potent offense with a number 1 wide receiver and stuff. So there won't be any excuses.
Right. Because he was supposed to start for the Niners, right? And then he got hurt.
He was, and then Purdy came in there, and then you saw what Purdy was doing. Purdy was,
pretty good.
Yeah, yeah, for real. So that was a wrap for him, which is crazy. Dude, Purdy only makes $850,000 this year.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he got drafted as Mr. Relevant. So the way they in a collective bargaining agreement, like they can't renegotiate with him until after next year. But there is they had this agreement. There's a pool of money where, like, if you outplay that, you can get like a bonus. So I think he's got like a $8 or $10 or $12 million bonus.
Okay, good. So at least he's got that.
Yeah, but his base salary is 800 something thousand. You feel it? He's out there in California, and you take taxes, man. Homie might only be clearing 350.
Oh,
yeah,
he living like us. A little better.
Yeah, yeah, they definitely living better than me. But but you know that Cali tax out there, man, in Frisco, and you know that tax is no joke out there.
Yeah, they don't play. They don't play in Cali.
Yeah. Facts.
Yeah.
Facts.
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah. So yeah, man. But yeah, before we roll out, man, I just kind of wanted to get your thoughts, man. So with everything we got going on now, with politics, about 99 days away from the election, and there's more and more folks in sports that are starting to, and it's some of it's media driven. They're asking them questions about politics, the election, candidates, et cetera, et cetera. What are your thoughts? And everybody that's in the chat, do you think athletes should be speaking about politics while they're working, whether they're on the court, on the playing field, or during interviews? Or do you think that they're okay to do that, or you think they should keep that separate? Like what's your thoughts on that? The reason why I bring that up is Steve Kerr was being interviewed after a practice over in France, and they brought it up, and he said he's supporting Kamala Harris, and gave his thoughts on that. And for some people, it's polarizing. Got half the country or whatever that they don't like that, and it's because he didn't support who they want him, who they're supporting. So, like, what are your thoughts on that?
I think they should treat it like we treat corporate America. You know what I mean? Like politics and religion. Like we don't discuss that in the office.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But like you want to get on a podcast or something, because they all got podcasts. You want to jump on something like that and state your opinion and all that stuff. Whatever, do as you do. Because that's not on the clock per se. A lot of people know you. You're a national figure. So you kind of got to be careful how you word things, I guess. But I don't. Me personally, I think you should just treat it like corporate America. What do you think?
It's a slippery slope, because like you're interviewing them, and because you got corporate America, but then they're so different. Like no one, when you and I walk out of, say we're working out of a brick and mortar or whatever, nobody's coming to stick a microphone in our face at interview. Like, man, you walking out the office, you got your little lunch bag, going to your whip and everything. Nobody cares about us except our loved ones, right? So,
right. That'd be a good skit. That'd be a good skit.
It would be. Hey, Mr. Taylor. So what are your thoughts? 98 days from the election. What are your thoughts? You know what I mean? But you got your brown bag and your little Stanley thermos and everything. Man, trying to get with a whip. So like that would be a dope skit, man. We should probably try to play that out for real though. Now that you mentioned it, but nobody cares about us like that, No. So that's kind of they made a big deal about the bubble and the shirts and all of that type of stuff, and people were like, well, we want to keep our politics separate from sports, but then a lot of times the folks that say that, they don't like it when it's not their choice of candidate or their choice of party. Right. So it's like you can't have it both ways. Like, so if they agree with you, they don't have to shut up and dribble. But if they if they disagree with you or they say something you don't like, so that's just kind of, because we sitting here talking about how much money these guys pay in taxes, these athletes, not guys, the WNBA players, they're paying their taxes too. But you get what I'm saying? Like, they're citizens too, so they should be able to voice their opinion, and they get mad when they do it on social media. So it's like it's a double-edged sword. Damn if you do, damn if you don't. So
Right, right. Let's see here. So, Brandon says something. When you have millions of followers on this podcast, then they will stick that microphone in your face. Yeah, yeah, that's true.
I'll
If we were
gladly
to ever
welcome
get
that.
million followers,
I Hey, I would love to have that problem.
right.
I gladly, man. He's spot on, man. I would love to have that issue.
That's a good problem to have. Say Papa Jones says, if you're a man, it's fine to say what you believe. He's not campaigning. He simply answered the question. Yes, it's okay. Okay. All right. Yeah, that's fine. Everybody's welcome to their own opinions in that. Like I think like when it comes to social issues and social justice, to me, I separate that from politics. You know what I mean? Because that's a real thing. So like how they're wearing the Black Lives Matter shirts, and how they're had certain stuff on the floor, and like the NBA really lean heavy on that stuff. That's a social issue. So to me, that's different than politics.
Is it though?
I think it is. And how should I like treating people right out that political? You know what I mean? Hey, stop.
I don't disagree with you,
Yeah,
but
stop.
you're going to have the flip side of that, and
There is.
they're going to disagree with how you and I see it. They're going to surmise it their own way and say, nah, that's not how that happened. Or if if you just comply, or you know what I mean. You know how that stuff
True.
was being said, this, that, and the other. Because I saw a lot of folks on the conservative side, so to speak, say the NBA went downhill. Well, even Phil Jackson commented on that. He said when they started mixing social injustice with the NBA, it turned off a segment of its viewers, because they come to watch basketball and sports. They're trying to get away from that stuff.
Yeah, yeah. I see what Phil Jackson is saying. I get it, but I mean, what's the right thing? Is it the right thing to do? I mean, to me, I think it is.
Mm-hmm.
Because you got those viewers, so you can bring attention to it. On that platform. But I understand if somebody sees it the other way. But I don't know. I think it's just it's the like I just feel that's just way different than a political view. You know what I mean? It's like it's just we won't get into it on the specifics because this is not that type of show. But
Sure.
if it's wrong, a certain group of people are being treated unfairly. I think that needs to be recognized, but I also think that's completely different than what candidate do you support? Are you Democrat, Republican? What party you support? All that stuff. To me, it's a completely different thing. But
Well, the stuff you're saying is basic humanity, like anybody
right,
being treated unfairly, like and
right,
you're using your platform to address that,
yeah, yeah. But I can see how people see it the other way. You know what I mean? I get it, but yeah, I don't. But yeah, that's how I would treat it though. Just when it just comes to strictly politics, or the way that I understand it, I would just treat it like you would in corporate America. Because like I said, like you can go on your like they have millions of followers on their Twitter, on their Instagram, Facebook, whatever. And again, like everybody has a podcast now, so
yeah.
if they want to voice that stuff, they're off the clock, and they really do that, on their own platform. So I don't know.
I saw someone post it was kind of like a meme of LeBron. It was during the bubble,
Mhm.
when he was kneeling, whatever, and someone commented underneath, I can't stand him. He's the worst human being on the face of the earth. He tries to tell us all how to feel, and I'm like, LeBron James is like, I could probably name 1,000 people, more than 1,000 people before we get to him, and that's why I say some of
Right.
the hate he gets, it has nothing to do with basketball. That's
Correct.
why it's just so. And a lot of time, like when he was campaigning, he was on the stage in Ohio, in 2016, that turned a segment of people off,
Right.
when he was with Hillary Clinton and them on the stage. So it's like,
Yeah.
it's a slippery slope. But at the end of the day, like, I'll give you a prime example. There's a baseball player, Taylor Walls. He plays for the Tampa Bay Devil Rays, or Rays now they call him. Well, he hit a double like a week ago, and he got this second base, and he put his fist up and he said, "Fight, fight." Well, he was copying, what Trump did on stage, when
Mm.
with that situation when he said,
Right.
"Fight, fight." So that went viral, and
Right.
after the game, you know, because you know it gets on social media, Twitter or X or whatever, and you know, people these days you do something in public, everybody knows what you're doing. So he got questioned about it, and he was like, "Oh no, that's just a little inside joke we had on the team." He's like, "But I don't think I'll be doing it anymore." Like, yeah, right. Like, man, like, come on, man. Like, if that's how you feel, that's how, you know, stand on it, right? But that's
stand on business.
Stand on business. Like, that's how you felt. That's what you were doing. Like, you know, and that was planned. You know, and that's kind of just, you know, like sports teams, they're a microcosm of real life. You're gonna have everybody on that team. They're not gonna all have the same viewpoints.
Correct. Yeah. They're gonna be. I mean, that's, you know, that's the natural order of things. You know, not everybody's gonna, you know, feel the same.
Right.
And I mean, if he did that, again, because that's a political thing. You know what I mean?
The whole thing. It's political. It mixes in with, you know, with the whole sports thing. He did it in the field of play. You know, and I'm not saying he did anything wrong. Right. Yeah, literally. I'm not saying the man did anything wrong, but it garners attention because we know politics is such a hot button. And then, you know, sports is as popular as anything, you know, in the world is. So when you start mixing those two and you got so many different opinions and stuff, like there's a player for North Carolina, University of North Carolina. His mom, you know, we follow each other on X, and she's posting her viewpoints about, you know, the election and, you know, just some of the stuff she's saying she's not feeling about one of the candidates. You know, some of the Carolina fans, they like that candidate, so they're telling her, you know, I liked it much better when you were just talking basketball and blah blah blah, and she simply told them, "Hey, unfollow me." And I don't have to marginalize my viewpoints or not post what I want to post because you don't like it. Don't follow me.
Right.
And she's correct.
Yeah, absolutely. She's entitled to have her own opinion in that stuff. Like
100%.
Not everybody is going to agree. That's why there's different choices. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was going to say the you know, the one with the most wins, but that's not how this works anymore.
That's not how that works. Or ever.
Or ever. Yeah. That's not how that works.
Yeah.
Right. But you know, it's just, yeah. But I like that. You got to have people of different minds. You know what I mean? I don't want to be in a room where everybody is just like me and has, you know, the same, you know, political opinions as I do, or, you know, stuff like that. You know what I mean? So yeah,
well, you do, because you need some checks and balances across the board. You know, you have to have that, because you have everybody, like you said, it is boring, and then you get it trapped in the mindset that you're doing everything right, and no one ever does everything right all the time, right? So that's why you need those different viewpoints.
Yep, exactly. It's you know, it's just kind of, you know, when you feel one way about one subject, you only look at stuff like that, or stuff that supports that, you know, whether it be your news station, the algorithm that, you know, that's coming to you and all that. It's only gonna, you know, support that. You hardly ever get a peek on the other side to understand, you know, where they're coming from. So
that's facts. It's like when you were saying LeBron's the GOAT, and you kept saying that, and then we sat down and I broke everything down for you, and then you were like, "No, you're right. It is MJ." You know, so it's just kind of that perfect example, kind of that same deal. You know,
Cap. all the way Cap. All the way Cap. I like what you tried to do there. But that's Cap.
That's a perfect example, you know.
Yeah, absolutely not. Jeez, man. But, I mean, how much time we got left on this show, man?
We could definitely end it on that note. We both agree MJ's the GOAT, and that's where we'll close it off. You know,
we agreed and disagreed that MJ's the GOAT. Yes, correct.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh God, man. We had some action in the comments today, man. So that was nice. We appreciate it, guys.
Absolutely.
Us getting back into the swing of things. Trying to be more consistent on these shows. It's a little tougher in the summertime, but
it is. And being real, the content is tough too. Like, you know, because there's no NBA. You know, football's in training camp. So like, man, it's a blessing that the Olympics are going on. You know?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. Because you try to throw a baseball in here, you're on your own, man. You might as well just turn my camera and mic off. I have no idea.
Man,
So
we'll be talking about ping pong and UCF or something like that if it wasn't for the Olympics. So
facts. We got lucky this summer. Let's see what happens next.
oh, man.
I'm gonna have to get linked, locked in with baseball, man. We'll get locked in with it.
Well, but the one thing about sports, though, sports kind of creates its own news. You know, like something between now and next week. Mark my words, something's going to pop up that doesn't have anything to do with like something that we plan for or anything like that. It'll
right.
It'll pop up.
Yeah, it'll rear its ass. So Papa Jones says Bron is a duration goat. That's it.
I agree.
I mean, yeah, I agree that he's definitely a duration goat, but that ain't it.
The longevity. That's you could write that down in permanent ink right there. I agree.
I mean you could, because that still says something though.
Oh, without a doubt.
Yeah. Like start comparing those numbers, like MJ at 39, LeBron at 39. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we'll see what happens at the end of his career. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, I just LeBron, he ain't had he ain't had that season like that 88 Mike. That night did that defensive player of the year, the MVP, the whole rap. Like he hasn't had that type of season, you know.
Yeah, nobody has. That's true. That's true. Nobody has but Mike.
It's all opinion at the end of the day. I mean, it is. I've always said it's hard to compare errors, you know. Right. It's just you got defensive errors, you had errors, but back then there were 12-man rosters, I think 15 guys on rosters now. You know, also there's years where there was expansion going on, you know, with the Timberwolves, the Hornets, the Magic, the Miami Heat, you know, so does that dilute the league a little bit? You know, there's debate about all that, but you know.
Yeah, and you know, you got the Coke era, you know what I mean, the Michael Jordan played in. So you got that too. You know what I mean?
That enhanced the players, man. That made them play better.
Did it though?
I don't know. Never tried
it. Hey, maybe for the first 5 minutes. After that, it was all downhill.
That's why they put in the sub. They're like, man, you get some of that yet? No, it's your turn. You know, you get out. Go ahead.
You're gonna burn through it fast. So just let us know you need to come out.
Yeah, go ahead, Junebug. It's your turn, you know. So
oh my goodness, man. All right, man. You ready to close it out, brother?
Yeah. We appreciate everybody that joined in chat. If you don't get a chance, please hop on YouTube and check it out. And we'll be back next Monday. Same time, same place.
Yes, sir. Please like and subscribe and share and all that good stuff. And we will see you next week. Good show, brother.
Yes, sir. I'll holler at you.
All right.
All right.